And they want to know a little bit about E.B. Tucker. Why don't you give us a little background on who you are, why you're here, and what you've done for Morgan to get such a prestigious opportunity to be on that microphone?
Well, Morgan has done work for me and my companies for maybe 10 or 11 years now, and we've become great personal friends, and we've kind of been on that journey together. I've had successes and failures and ups and downs, and so we've had a good time kind of staying between the lines through that process.
Okay.
But the key thing for people to realize about me is I was a guy who had a big passion for investing from an early age.
And when you say that early age, how early did you want to start investing?
I'll tell you exactly how early. My father had a furniture company, and I worked in the furniture company, and I helped him deliver things, sell things,
Here in
whatever.
the Bay Area?
In North Carolina.
Okay. Oh, that's a place to have furniture.
Yeah, a retail furniture.
Yes.
And I loved it because I saw an immediate reward for producing something. I got paid, and so that spoke to me. And my grandfather, who was a very successful investor, told me, he said, son, I'm going to teach you something that you might like. You can own companies that you don't have to go work in. Because I always thought I'll have my furniture company someday, when I was maybe 12, 13 years old. And he said, it's better to own something where you don't have to show up. And I was immediately intrigued, right? And so he taught me about the concept of owning stock. And you essentially own a fraction of a business where you never have to show up there. I mean, I own Campbell's soup stock, and I have nothing to do with packaging and distributing cans of soup. And if I don't like what management's doing, I can vote to fire them, or I can acquire enough shares that I could really, raise a stink for them and cause a problem. So that's how I learned about that. My grandfather told me that, and that's been true. And so I always had a thing for it. Even in college, I was saving money and buying 100 shares of this and that. But here's what happened, Pat.
Wait, randomly, just within 50, how many different stocks do you own? Roughly?
Oh, not that many.
Oh, okay.
Not that many. No, not that many. I mean, we can talk about that later, but I tend to be, what I do is I'll tell you my method later. It's not very difficult, but once I'm comfortable with something that I go really big and really slowly move into something, and then before you know it, I have a concentrated position. So I mean, it's not uncommon for me to have 25% of my entire net worth in one stock, which most people think is crazy. It's worked out very well for me because you can't know everything in life, and once you really know something and you really think the setup is good, I go very big. I'm not recommending that to everyone, but because if you're working at a company, and if you're working at Geico in the office and saving your money, and you really need to buy an index fund or something. I mean, you can't possibly study companies all weekend and anyway. But that's what I do for a living. So I mean, I travel and meet these people, and we can talk about that in a second. But here's how I got started. This is the part that's interesting. I used to work for several companies as a horrible employee, and I would send out emails to my friends, to hundreds of people, about what's happening in the world. Like, maybe we'll talk about things like Epstein today, right? So I would send out emails where I would say, look, I'm just back from Kiev, Ukraine, and the protests that you're reading about are not happening. This is what's going on in the newspaper is not what's really happening, right? This is a difference here. And I would go on, and then I would talk about investment trends. And my friends just said, look, man, you got to stop. You got to just go with this, So they started a blog for me. And they said, just write on this blog. You're sending us these huge emails, and it's very annoying. But write on the blog, and we'll go read them occasionally. Well, I started doing that, and I ended up writing 2 or 3 articles a week, for a couple of years, and essentially I was discovered doing that, and now I have a financial newsletter, among other things. But I mean, but that was
if somebody wanted to go to your blog, where do they go?
Well, there's no blog anymore, but if you just Google E.B. Tucker, and I come up right up.
Okay.
It's pages and pages. But I write a letter called Strategic Investor now. And so what I do is I run a stock portfolio there, and every single month people get a stock idea, and they get pages and pages of why. It's not just the ticker symbol. It's like, look, this is why we're doing this. And it's very important to learn why, because when you learn why, then you learn how to think. So, and that's what people don't understand. Successful investors know how to think. They don't have a magic answer. They know how to think and make decisions and to perceive things and then to know what to do next.
Gather all the facts. Sort
of, but what do you do with them? I mean, that's the thing. People don't know what to do with the facts, So, I mean, I have no problem with this. I mean, I see what's going on in the world, and it's very immediately clear, what to do. So.
Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.